a bit of a bummer for some people, but I don't mind.
It's the one I have, so I'm okay with
There
it.
you go. It's
Yeah.
perfect for you.
It looks
I
cool,
got
actually.
yeah, I really like it. I forgot what I was going to mention just then.
Okay.
There was something. Sorry, there was something I played a tiny bit of that I didn't write down, and I'm trying to remember what the hell it was. So I will mention what I did play when I got home.
Hmm.
Was Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers.
Okay. I don't know
It
what this is.
is. This is the Street Fighter 2 port on the Switch
Okay.
that added in two new characters, Violent Ken and Evil Ryu.
Okay.
It also has a mode. I was not aware of this. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to it. There's a motion controlled like first person Ryu mode where you have a bunch of like enemies running at you and you have to take the Joy-Cons and do like Hadoken motions and like
Oh God.
Tatsumaki motions to like yeah, it's a thing. I had
First
no idea
person
this was in the
Ryu
game.
mode.
It's, they call it Way of the Hado, but I'm like, no, this is first person Ryu. This is what this is.
That's amazing. All right.
It's real stupid. You want to do a Shoryuken? Hold one arm in place. Do this with the other. Boom.
Oh
You're
my
Shoryuken like
God.
a champ. I'm doing like 30 Shoryukens right now.
I hate this. I hate the sounds of this.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty awful, dude.
It sounds kind of funny though, if nothing else. So.
I mean, yeah, it's like one of those like stupid party modes. Like, can you beat my Ryu score?
Yeah, it totally
Who is the
sounds like
best?
that.
Yeah. And you get like supers too. So like to use your super, hold down on the buttons on the mote and then do the Hado motion.
Yeah.
And then you'll do your super, which will kill everyone. You did it. It's real dumb, but it was a good
sounds really
distraction.
silly. Yeah.
I'm excited to play ARMS in a little bit here because I did not get to play ARMS while I was gone because it happened during the con.
I heard good
So
things about it from people.
Me too, which is why I'm excited to play it today.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't remember. I mean, I played a little bit of Switch stuff in general. Like when I was there, we played some 4-player Puyo Puyo Tetris, played a bunch of Mario Kart 8, a little bit of Bomberman. So the Switch is still good for multiplayer stuff, but like all four of us had our Switches there, so we were only using one at a time.
Yeah.
So really, the controllers were getting more use than the actual systems.
I'm excited. Monster Hunter Double Cross coming to Switch confirmed and all that stuff. So
That's gonna sell a bunch of that system.
there's another reason for me to get a Switch now. Because
you
for
go.
me right now, it was Mario Odyssey. I need to see that game, and now Monster Hunter. So I'm good now. I can die happy.
I remember the game I was trying to remember earlier. Flint Hook. I played a little bit of Flint Hook while I was gone.
Okay. How did you like
So
that?
my controls were screwed up, so that was weird to play because it was like the jump button and attack button are on opposite sides of the controller. Your grappling hook is not working correctly. It didn't play right with the controls I had
Yeah.
because I didn't have my usual controller, but it was still fun, and I got to use a Steam Link to play it, which was also cool.
How did that work? Like, did it work fine?
Yeah, surprisingly. Like I had the laptop in my lap, and there was a TV like at the opposite end of the room that everyone else was playing off of. They even had their controllers plugged into the Steam Link, and they were working just fine.
Okay.
So like we played like Duck Game. I played Flint Hook by myself. There's some other Steam stuff we played. I can't remember right now. It was all
Cool.
just like multiplayer stuff.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just played a mishmash of kind of everything.
Nice. Cool. Nathan and I continued on more Dark Souls. We're on Dark Souls 2 now, which is kind of cool because I've played that game many times. He's never played it. And we're both playing Scholar of the First Sin together edition. So it's kind of like a new experience for me. I get to see what changes they made. The changes they made are bullshit and terrible. They changed the pacing of that game for the worse in a lot of situations. They add little lore and stuff, which is cool, but for the most part, they break a lot of stuff that was already difficult enough, I feel. It kind of kills the pacing in some parts, but regardless, it's been fun. We've been doing that. The co-op stuff works way, way better in 2 than in 1. They, like, got that down pat for sure. And yeah, basically been playing through that, and we still have a lot more to go, but we finished Fear 3. We played through Fear 3 together.
For 3
Yeah, for 3R, exactly. Have you ever played Fear 3? Or what's your...
I actually have not played any of the Fear games.
Okay, So Fear 3 is a co-op. You can do a co-op campaign thing with a person where you play brothers. One person plays the Point Man because he doesn't have a name, so that's what they refer to him as. And the other plays Paxton Fettle, the like psychic dude who's the enemy, I think, in the other two. Anyways, you're brothers and you're just like playing through this game to find out what's going on, and like, spoiler alert, your dad's the bad guy or something. I don't know, something about a demon.
Why not?
I don't even know, really. I can't spoil it because I don't even know what happened, to be honest with you. It's like a terrible horror game mixed with a middling at best Call of Duty game, and it's real fucking weird and kind of not fun, but funny to laugh at, if nothing else, with another person. Like, if I was playing that single player, there's no way I would have finished that game. The only reason I did was because we were playing it co-op and kind of laughing at some of the dumb stuff going on. It has some cool set pieces in it, but overall it's kind of garbage, kind of a garbage game. Mediocre at the very, very best in a lot of parts. I think one of the things that's kind of cool, though, is that you're playing together, but you're kind of in competition with each other like two siblings would be. So, like, at the end of every interval, which is this game's fancy term for chapter, there's, like...
Interval, really?
Yeah, there's a score screen that comes up, and, like, it'll show both of you on the screen, and then it'll, like, total up your score based on, like, your tactics, your psychic ability use, and all this other crap. And then one of you is the favorite son, quote-unquote. And that actually plays into what ending you get, if you get the Point Man's ending or Fettle's ending, whoever the favorite son was. It's really, really dumb and funny. So, yeah, we laughed about that for a little bit yesterday, but there's not much to say about Fear 3. I don't recommend it at all. If you have somebody you can play with, maybe, but damn, dude, that is a real bad game. I really didn't like that experience that much. Other than that, I've been working, so I haven't been playing a whole hell of a lot. We should just move on to news.
All right, let's do it.
Not a whole lot of news this week. Do you remember a while ago, Steam was talking about getting rid of Greenlight for their Steam Direct thing, where developers can pay either they were guessing $100 to $5,000. They didn't set a price yet for, devs to publish their stuff on Steam, and like people were freaking out saying, well, $5,000 is too much, like it'll kill the indie devs and blah blah blah. Well, they announced officially it's going to be $100 per game, which is the same as it was on Greenlight. So
it's back to normal, basically.
It's back to normal, and also it will be recoupable if the indie devs don't make their 100 back. So there you go. They're gonna allow people to fill the shitty store up with even more shit. Whatever.
Hooray.
They really need to add something to curate. It's real bad as it is
I mean,
right
I
now.
thought they were gonna have people to do that, and then they didn't really do that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the hell they're doing. It doesn't feel like... It feels like they want to be the biggest store and like all that stuff on the internet, but they don't want to put in any work.
That makes sense. Oh, that also makes sense. Never mind.
They just don't want to do
put it
any
that
work.
way?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of them just allowing devs to pay a fee to get their shit on there, but I think more checks and balances should be put in, because I've seen some of the games people sell online, and I don't know. Maybe the market just will decide. It's fine. Like, people know now, hopefully, to not buy garbage. Hopefully, people listening don't buy garbage.
There's a whole market for that now, basically.
Yeah, thanks, Jim Sterling. Look what you did. Look what you did, single-handedly. Yeah. And better news, there's more, information about the Switch's online service that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this stuff?
Yeah, I looked at it last night.
Yeah.
It's what I was hoping they would do, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So essentially what they're doing now, originally it was going to launch in the fall.
Yeah.
The paid service. And what you would have to do is you would have to pay, I think it was $15 a month It was 15 or 20 bucks a month US, and that's for a year, or you could do monthly or tri-monthly, whatever you wanted to do. And you would also get one free virtual console game per month that would be rotated out. That would be like a free game you got, along with obviously online service, stuff like that. Now apparently they've changed it so that it's 20 bucks a month or 20 bucks a year, which is still pretty cheap compared to both Sony and Microsoft.
For sure.
Which I think are at 60 and 50 or 50 and 40. I forget which.
Yeah, I think it's 60 and well, I don't know Xbox actually. All I know is I think PS.
I know Xbox
50.
is more expensive of the two. I know Xbox is the more expensive of the two by 10 bucks.
Okay, I think PS Plus is 60.
All right. I think I might be thinking in USD. I think I'm thinking USD.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, because I think Xbox Live is 70 Canadian or something like that.
Xbox
it is the cost
is 60,
of the game.
I'm being told. So.
Okay. So then it's 50 for Sony.
Gotcha.
Instead, they're going to do what sounds to be kind of like a Netflix-style service where you have access to a bunch of games that have online connection that you can download. They're virtual console games. Supposedly, this is also separate from the actual virtual console for the Switch, which supposedly they said they don't have any plans for yet. They don't know when it's launching. They just know that they will have one.
Yeah. So they've actually changed their mind about what they've said this is, like, twice over the last couple days. Because first it was what you said, where you're going to get one game a month that is like kind of refundable, like they're going to take it back and then give you another game. And then it was it's going to be more like PlayStation Plus, where you're going to get to keep that game in your library as long as you still have your service going. Now it's like the Netflix thing. So I like
it's really
where they
weird.
went with this more. I like the Netflix thing more.
Yeah, no, Netflix plan's way better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've already seen people complaining about their Nintendo's online service being way too expensive, and it makes me just want to scream. Because fucking really? Have you not played on any of the other systems? This is a steal. $20 is a steal compared to Xbox Live and PlayStation Network.
You're right.
But the problem is, and I get why they're complaining about this, they're not at the point where they're offering as much as the other guys are yet.
Well, to me, it seems like... Here's the thing, is that if they had free online, but they had like a premium access servers or something that I could pay for, I would prefer that. I don't like basic functionality being put behind a paywall, and I do blame Microsoft for this primarily for Xbox Gold years ago, which is what I've always hated about them. But like, I do understand, basically if I'm paying you money, I kind of hope you have a better online service. So until we see what Nintendo's actually giving you, it's kind of hard to criticize. So
I know, like my issue is that like right now there's already issues with their service. In a way, like
sure.
I keep hearing people all the time complaining about being disconnected from Mario Kart. Let's use that for an example.
Really? Okay.
So if this fixes that problem, all for it.
No, you're totally right. For sure. I definitely agree with that. The problem is that I can't really say anything about it because I don't have a Switch. I don't know how their online is. So
that's also a good point.
I'm just saying, as a PC
thing
gamer, I think internet is a basic functionality thing, not a right that you should have
I
to
wish
buy.
it was just straight up free.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
let's be real. They've done free for the past couple of years, and it has been not the best.
It's been real bad.
It's been real bad.
Yeah.
So they need the money to put back into the infrastructure, which they freaking better.
Yep.
If they don't put the money back into them, they're fucking morons.
Yeah.
But because that's what Sony and Microsoft did, and look at their services now. Like
Totally.
I think Sony makes the most profit from their from the PSN now more than anything else.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, like they need this, and they need to make this strong.
I do feel we have to give them the benefit of the doubt until they prove to us that they've fucked it up, basically. So we'll see.
Yeah. Because like right now, developers are still having issues with whether or not they want to make Switch games.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to make sure this infrastructure is real damn strong.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're not going to have a market.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So they all, like, just as a side note, they also showed off the like Splatoon thing that you can buy, the like little mixer for your headset. That looks real stupid. But
well, so here's the thing. I thought that too. I'm like, this is really fucking dumb.
yeah.
I hate the fact that you have to connect to your phone.
That's
to get the voice service.
Mhm.
But like again, I realized after a while, wait, that thing is just a mix amp with like an Astro, with like what I'm wearing on my head right now.
No, totally. Like, it's an
Yeah.
optional thing. The fuck does it look stupid? That diagram they have. I'll see if I can find the diagram to link in chat for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's the most convoluted looking mess ever. I know it's optional, but Jesus Christ. It's like you plug your phone and the Switch separately into this mixer that goes to your headset.
Why couldn't you just do both, Nintendo? Seriously.
Yeah. Funny. That shit's really funny. It's like I know what they're trying to do, but they're like a generation behind or something.
I know. At least they're trying to catch up, which is stunning, if you want me to be real. Nintendo
Yeah.
is a company I never thought would actually try to catch up with the times.
True. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, that looks stupid. I don't like the whole phone app thing. I really, really like Netflix video game for Nintendo stuff. That makes them have the actual like service I want. Because the thing is, PS Plus, Xbox Gold games, like a lot of those I either own or can buy on the computer. Like, I can't do that with Nintendo games.
Well,
So.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. What about PlayStation Now? That is basically was supposed to be
I mean,
what this was, but
I have PlayStation Now, and it's the worst expense I pay for. It's the worst thing I've ever paid for from PlayStation. Because, like, why the fuck is it streaming stuff that needs to be, like, real-time, like, action? That's not cool. I need to just let me download it on my hard drive and play it. Yeah.
But you can rent it for 30 days and then return it.
So dumb. So dumb. Anyways. Yeah.
I don't have much faith in Nintendo to get this right. But if they get this right, they're fucking champions. That's the best way to put it.
Totally. See, this is the thing, is that I will criticize the fuck out of Nintendo because I want them to be good. And it's people yelling about what they were offering for their thing, like the game that they give out and then take back every month. People getting pissy about that. That made them change it. So it's good to speak out against stuff you love to make it better.
We yell because we care.
It really, that's the thing, is because I don't care about Xbox, so I never talk about Xbox problems. I don't care what Microsoft does.
Microsoft has a team of people that they hire to talk about their problems and fix them. Yeah. Also, most of the internet is willing to do that for free. So
sure,
Microsoft has nothing to worry about. Nintendo, on the other hand,
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit about how it was leaked that Life is Strange 2 is being worked on, or not leaked, but announced. Yeah. Life is Strange prequel was leaked, however. A bunch of images. Yeah, so I'm just going to open this up here. It seems like it's going to be before the stuff happens with Max. People are saying maybe with Chloe and Rachel. So that seems interesting here. A bunch of concept images and stuff got leaked here. Let me see what it says here. Descriptions mentioning two key characters, Chloe Price and Chloe's best friend, Rachel Amber. So that could be real cool. This is cool information for me because I've been watching Twin Peaks again recently, and I'm so down to enter the little weird Oregon
the weird
city.
Dimension again.
Yeah. The Oregon town where weird shit's happening. I'm so ready for this, and I want it to happen. And it leads further to my wish of Life is Strange 2 will likely not have anything to do with these people, which is what I want. I don't want them to have another story, but
you want their own separate experience.
I want the own separate experience, yeah. For sure. So that could be cool. I hope that works out. Other than that, the only other news I have is that some Overwatch stuff came out. On the PTR right now, Horizon Lunar Colony, the space-based map, is playable. So
okay,
you can go, if you're on PC, check that out on the public test realms. And also, they are changing some stuff for Reaper, Roadhog, and McCree. Specifically, the big one, Reaper's old passive used to be when you got a kill, there'd be like a healing orb that you would like suck up from their body to heal. Now Reaper is just going to heal for 20% of the damage he deals in general, making
Which
him
seems a
better
little,
against tanks.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be real cool because he definitely had problems in that realm, and like this doesn't power him up enough, in my opinion, where a like DPS class won't be able to kill him because they will be able to still overpower the damage he can do with the healing or whatever. But tanks specifically, he's gonna be a lot stronger against. I'm excited to see how that works. Changes to McCree are, I think they buffed his, is it his high noon they buffed? Which one is it?
I heard something about High Noon being buffed.
Yeah, I think it's just faster. It accumulates damage quicker, so you can let go of it faster earlier. And Roadhog's head hitbox has been reduced because apparently it was a little too big.
So basically he takes less damage now, or he has a smaller chance of getting a critical on him?
Yeah, I think a smaller chance. The way they put it is to increase his survivability. So whatever the fuck they mean by that, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of it I had for news. Other stuff probably happened. I know Siege patch went through. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds patch went through. A bunch of patches have been going through. Nothing worth talking about. I think the Overwatch one's kind of the biggest. So.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's really happened this week that we haven't already talked about.
Cool.
E3's coming up in like a week or two, so everyone's just kind of gearing up for that.
Yeah.
We already talked about Far Cry 5 being out. I think you guys talked about that last week while I was gone.
Last week. Do you have any opinions on it?
I'm surprised they had the balls to do something on North America. If you want to be honest.
Yep. Doesn't it take place in like the middle of Idaho or something? It's just
something like that.
It's just somewhere in a state. Yeah.
It's in farmland in the south. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yep. Kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it, so.
What the hell else? I thought something else got announced really recently that I'm blanking on.
How do you feel about the Castlevania anime? We talked a little bit about that.
That trailer looks really good.
Yes, thank you. Please, thank you for being the only other person I've talked to that's as excited.
What? No one else liked it? Come on, that looked like it was going to be a good time.
One person I was talking to about it, they're like, no, I thought it was going to be live action. And they were like disappointed.
I mean, okay, yeah, originally it was supposed to be live action. I remember hearing live action as well, so I was surprised to see like it was animated. But I was like, shit, this is like good quality animation, so this will actually be a good time.
Totally. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I think there was some other big news last week. There was some Red Dead Redemption 2 screenshots. Oh, the one I wanted you to chime in on. Seaman 3 is a thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, right. I was surprised to find out how many people didn't know what Seaman was.
I absolutely love the fact that they've said, like, Sega was like, we want to bring back some of our old IPs, and they picked Seaman.
Yeah, that's so good.
Meanwhile, my feed is like exploding with people wanting Jet Set Radio 3, or like Streets of Rage 4,
yeah.
Panzer Dragoon 4 or 5 technically, or like anything like that, and they picked Seaman.
Yeah,
I'm just glad the weird team at Sega is like, yeah, we're gonna do stuff again.
Yeah. They woke up the weird team. It's like, you guys got to shake up the industry again. We got just the thing. Don't panic, Seaman. Yeah. Let's just move on to questions.
Let's do it.
topdownperspective@gmail.com, TDP Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, P.O. Box. Yeah, those are them. I basically sent out a tweet saying, it's me and John this week, help us fill out a show. So we got a few things here. We even got a voicemail question, which I'll play in a bit. So I'll take the first one coming in from CMM0032. Probably not his God-given name. What's a game you've played that handled something very well, but is more known for the one time it handled the same thing poorly? Example is Persona 5. I heard a lot about how they handled the homosexual people poorly because it because of that one couple shows up several times, but don't usually hear about Lala Escargot.
Man, Persona 5 must have handled homosexuality extremely poorly because I don't even remember the couple they're talking about.
I haven't gotten to it, so I don't know either. Yeah. So a game that's more ridiculed for like they handled this poorly and it overlooks, well, they did this really well though. This is where I have to check my white privilege and I don't know. Because I don't know what games handle poorly, I guess. Racism's not usually a thing anymore in games. Out of context, anyway.
I mean, I think it depends on the game in that case.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, I don't know why my mind immediately jumped to Mirror's Edge for some reason.
Okay. What did that game handle poorly? I didn't really like it, so I didn't finish it.
I was trying to think about it. Like, some people said like it handles like being a female character pretty bad or something like that, or am I confusing that with Remember Me? There's some game.
It might be Remember Me. Yeah.
All right. I know there was some game that was that had basically their cover art was like, "Here it is, girl in front of buildings," and the main character was a girl. That a bunch of people complained about. Like, this is just not good. This protagonist is like paper thin. But then again, the plot of Mirror's Edge 1 was pretty paper thin, so maybe it was still Mirror's Edge.
I mean, it was about running, as far as I knew. Oh, and a revolution or something?
a running revolution, yeah. That's basically what it was. It's about being, like, free, man. And that's, like...
yeah.
That's, like, your decision and all, man.
Fight the power. Is Run DMC said? Is that Run DMC? I can't even remember.
I think so.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have an example. I don't actually know. Because it's very hard to get me riled up about a lot of stuff. So.
Someone says Mass Effect space racism. I could also kind of agree with that.
Sure. I remember there was that controversy about, like, the sex scenes in Mass Effect. So maybe people, like, getting a little pissy about that overlooked the fact that you don't just instantly bone every girl. You actually have to kind of create a relationship with them. I don't know. This is actually a pretty hard question. I'm not going to lie. This is a pretty difficult one. I wasn't prepared for a good question.
Yeah, asking to, or it would, in this case, if Sean was here, 3 white privileged guys might not have been the best.
It's real hard, dude. It's real hard. Public Enemy was Fight the Power. That's right. I'm a moron. All right. You got the next question? Please get us out of this hellhole that I've created.
Right. Too late. Jaren writes in and says, I was playing that through Metroid Fusion this week, and while playing it, all I wanted to do was play Super Metroid. Not saying that Fusion is bad, it's just that I like Super Metroid better. So has there been a game, or has there been a time, rather, where you played a game and all it did was make you want to play a different game?
Resident Evil 6, I wanted to play Resident Evil 5 that whole time. It was just a better
Mario 1, I wanted to play Mario 3.
That's a really good one, yeah. Yeah. Just when you're playing a bad version of a series you love, you just want to play the good one. That's just kind of like how that goes.
Mighty Number 9, I wanted to play Mega Man X.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. That's true. Holy shit, especially that one ice boss. Jesus Christ. So obnoxious. So obnoxious.
Yeah, you're not the one who played that on stream and found that when he was actually enjoying the game previously.
I mean, I played it on stream.
I got some... No, like, I was still, like, I was enjoying it playing on stream. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why people are giving this crap. And then people pointed me to the stage, like, go to this stage. That'll change your mind. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah, fair enough. Playing Demon's Souls and Dark Souls 2, I just want to play Dark Souls 3. Because that game just controls the way I like. So there's another answer. Sandy wrote in with a bunch of questions here. Okay. To John, what made you start
Yo.
collecting games?
Having addictive personality. No, as a
That
kid,
got too real.
no, for real. As a kid, we didn't have much money,
Mhm.
so getting a game was kind of a special thing.
Yeah.
And like gaming felt like the thing I was really good at and really enjoyed, so I just kind of stuck with it. I never got rid of any of the games as a kid, and every now and then in university, when I was like, oh, there's a dude used to actually come to the University of Calgary and just sell a bunch of retro games. So I was like, oh, I'll collect all these. I have all my systems still, so
Yeah.
any ones that I can afford with like my student stipends, I would grab. Then I started working at a video game store. That's when it got bad.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, being in a position where you could get video games at a discount caused a lot of problems and has led to all this.
Sure.
Yeah, so up until I started working at EB Games, all I had were the systems I grew up with. So an NES, a Super Nintendo, an N64, and an Xbox. I actually won in a raffle. That's the only reason I had an Xbox.
That's kind of cool.
And then when I started working at the video game store, I got a DS, I
Yeah.
got a GameCube, I got a PS2. You
Yeah.
can see where this is going. I got a Genesis. It just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I guess really the turning point for my collecting was starting to work at a video game store.
And to follow up, because you're collecting games, what has been the most difficult thing about finding particular games for your collection?
Finding them either in good condition or at a reasonable price. Nowadays, the problem is reasonable price. There are tons of games that I know are good that I would love to get, but they cost $2,000. And for
Yeah.
one game, I would never do that unless I got some sort of major benefit out of it.
What was that game we were talking about? Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter Sculptor Cut.
Sculptor
I'm
Cut.
still upset that I own that now.
Wait, you bought
Very-
that? I thought you
I found a copy.
Oh my god.
I found it underpriced,
Okay.
and I got it. So I'm missing 3 N64 games right now, and then I have the complete North American collection.
I thought we were just talking about that game like a month ago.
We were talking about the game a month ago. I think a day or two later, I found the cheap copy.
Amazing. Okay. Well, you're gonna do it. You're gonna get all those games.
I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is they're sports games. They're hard to find as it is because most people don't bring sports games to conventions unless they're like NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, like the ones that people really like.
What ones
I
are
don't know
you
where
missing?
I'm missing Mia Hamm Soccer, uh, NHL Breakaway 99.
Okay.
I found NHL Breakaway 98 everywhere. And what is the third one? I think it's also soccer. Yeah, International Superstar Soccer 2000.
There you go. So if someone listening has those, make sure you write in a top-down-perspective at
Two
gmail.com.
two soccer games and one hockey game.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll get a shout-out. That's your payment exposure.
Oh, great.
That
I'm sure
always
that's exactly
goes
what I'm
well.
gonna do.
Yeah, that always goes well. To Paul, what is it about the Resident Evil games you like? I like that they're basically B horror movies.
Yeah, that's the best part about them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take themselves seriously.
Also nostalgia, because that Resident Evil and Parappa the Rapper were the first games I owned on a PlayStation. So, yeah. To both, what has been the most memorable moments you had with your partners? I don't think I can talk about that on air. Most memorable?
The first time we realized we had feelings for each other and met in person.
Sure.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, fair enough. The first time we went to a party together, which is ironically the least memorable night of my life. But yeah, that's all I'll say about that. What do you enjoy most about Twitch streaming? The interaction with people.
Sharing my stupidity with others and them actually enjoying it.
Oh, an easy saving of VODs. Where, you don't have to put any effort in. It's just on a server that you can grab. Really good, too. What keeps you motivated to live happy lives?
Not wanting to be miserable.
Having been unhappy makes me want to not be that, basically. Holy crap, there's more. What advice do you have for someone who is struggling to find a job? Oh, Jesus.
Keep trying, don't give up. You'll find your opportunity in the most random of places.
Never give up, never surrender.
Trust your instincts.
Yeah, exactly. Have either of you dealt with mental stresses, and how did you deal with it? Absolutely, everybody does.
Yes, and poorly.
Poorly is...
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with it? Usually seek advice and help from somebody, or at least, like, comfort from another person. It's hard to deal with alone. Thank you for entertaining who watches, listen. This is extended to Sean as well. I mean, this is all extended to Sean. The reason John and I are here is because Sean literally said, do a show this week to us in the group. So, thank you, Sean.
It's all your fault, Sean.
Yeah, fuck you, Sean. You're never gonna hear this anyways. What do I give a shit? Okay, we got an audio question here. Oh, this is where everything breaks. Okay. I guess it looks like there's multiple questions in here. So I guess I'll pause it after each one and then we'll answer. This is gonna be...
Alright.
This is gonna be a goddamn nightmare. Here we go.
Good evening, Mr. Fleck and Mr. Wheeler. It is I, a man with not a question,
And they've fallen into
but
the void.
several questions, only because Paul requested everyone to ask a lot of questions to fill a podcast.
Really?
So if anyone is to blame for this, it is him. Out of all the classical novels, such as the works of H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, and Mary Shelley, which would you say is your favorite?
Okay, so... Classic novels, H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, and Mary Shelley. Which would you say is your favorite?
Oof. I really like Time Machine. That was a real good one.
Does he realize we talk about video games? This is a bit above my pay grade. Time Machine's
I know. There are video games mentioned later on.
Okay, there you go. Mary Shelley, because I really like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's good. Around the World in 80 Days was also good. Time Machine was good. I kind of like them all, if you want me to be real.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I think we're probably just gonna have issues doing the audio, because
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, like, just play the audio, and I'm gonna read the transcript.
Just play the audio, and you're gonna read transcript? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
This one's a little bit darker for a video game
As long as
podcast,
the stream and the
but I shall
podcast
ask
can hear it.
Anyway, if you were alive during World War I or World War II, do you think you would have served? What?
If we were alive during World War I and World War II, would we have served? No.
We wouldn't have had a choice.
Well, that's the thing, is that if we had a choice, no. But the answer is yes, because the draft was real.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. I'm assuming he means if we had a choice.
If we had a choice, I would not want to. Or I would be in, like, the Peace Corps.
Because, Afghanistan and Iraq and shit happened, and I didn't. So, I mean, that should probably answer that I would not want to go to war. What genre of video games do you think, or wish Nintendo tackled more of?
Racing? Because I would love another F-Zero.
Yeah, racing would
I
be
would,
good.
I think I would legitimately love to play a Nintendo beat 'em up.
Yeah, well, Smash Bros is kind of that, right? But
But like,
side-scrolling?
I don't mean like a versus beat 'em up, like a fighting game. I mean like Streets of Rage style.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That would be interesting. Punching Goombas in the face instead of jumping
Yeah,
on them.
exactly. I think the closest we have to that right now is Bayonetta, and even then, that's only something they like published.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep reading these because I'm faster at it than the audio is. Do you think Valve should innovate and revolutionize first-person shooter genre, Half-Life 3, or do you think they should make a really good first-person shooter to finish off their story? They should just finish that fucking story.
They're never gonna do it.
No, I know.
Exactly. They're never gonna do it, and at this point, I don't think they should do it because I'm sure the people that are on that team that would do a good job aren't there anymore.
I agree with that. I think the only way they do it is if they started losing money hand over fist because or Steam is failing as a storefront, and they need something to get back into relevancy and make money. I think that's
They would do Left 4 Dead. They would do Left 4 Dead 3 well before they would do Half-Life 3. Let's be real.
That's probably true. Probably true, yeah. At what point in your lives did you realize, oh shit, I'm an adult, having to pay for stuff by myself?
Having to look for actually a couple things. I would say that having to do my taxes, having to find a job,
Yeah.
having to pay a mortgage or rent, really either one.
Yeah.
Realizing I have to actually follow a schedule that isn't just school.
Yeah.
Realizing that testing no longer matters.
Yeah.
I had a lot of moments where I realized that, basically.
And I'm still learning. I'm still having moments where I realize I'm an adult now. So, having to buy groceries is a huge one, actually. Because when you're a kid, there's just food. It's just there. And then now, I have to go get supper at some point tonight because I didn't go grocery shopping yet this week. Mm-hmm. So there you go. His last question is, ask this with knowledge that I'm poking a sleeping bear. I ask anyways. During the late 90s, were you excited for the release of Superman 64 and the X64, or did you not care? I didn't care personally.
I had never heard of the game.
Yeah.
My only experience with Superman 64, besides the LP and finding it was a bad game, was I went to a video game rental store in Alberta when I was up visiting family once, and they had it on demo. And I'm like, this game is weird. It doesn't control very well.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. Oh, well, I'm going to go rent something fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Thank you for the audio. Sorry that it was a gong show. We kind of just jumped on and started doing a podcast. I didn't set it up. My bad. You got the next stuff here? Where are we?
Yeah, I'll grab the next one.
Yep.
We're at Amanda's right now.
Yep.
Lady Juxtaposition writes in with a bunch of questions. So let's start off with, between you guys, who would rock the most awesome and epic mustache beard combo and why? Give me your arguments. I can't grow a beard well, and it's patchy, so it would be Paul.
Sean, maybe? I could see him with.
I mean, you already have a beard and mustache, though.
Yeah, I was supposed to shave, actually. I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy.
That's the spirit. Yeah, I stick by my answer to being that it would be Paul.
Okay. I think Sean. I don't know why.
Next question. Have you ever saw anyone who did a cosplay as one of you? I'm curious because I wanted to do a Proton Jon cosplay. Yes. First or second year going to MomoCon, we had a group that cosplayed as all of us. So there was Jake, Chugga, Tim, myself. Yeah, I think those are the four because I don't think they did Massey or Reese.
No one thanks Christ for that. There can be only one. I don't want to have to fight somebody to the death. I don't want to have to kill a man.
Next question. Any video game characters you can relate to personality-wise? Anyone whom you would like to hang out with? I would love to hang out with Nathan Drake from Uncharted. He seems like a real cool dude.
I would love to hear stories from Nathan Drake.
Him and Sully, yeah.
For sure. Who'd you like to hang out with? I think Mario would have some tales to tell.
Did you hear about the time that a giant lizard tried to kill me? It was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Be pretty good. Personality-wise, no, not really.
I can't think of the same.
Like maybe a side character that nobody...
Mega Man X, because we're whiny as fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. What am I fighting for?
That was Zero.
Yeah, same thing.
Touche. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Next one, besides collecting... Oh, this one's just to me. Besides collecting video games, what other things do you also like to collect? Pokemon, perhaps? Just kidding. Playing cards. It's a weird quirk, but as a kid, I used to really think magic tricks were cool, so I always was interested in cards. I never really mastered any magic tricks, but I just really liked decks and deck designs, and that was assisted when I went to university. One of my first classes, my first programming class, everyone was assigned a playing card, and that would be their marker for like the whole year. Mine was the Ace of Hearts, which is why whenever people ask me like, "What's your favorite card?" or like pick a card, I'll usually say Ace of Hearts.
Yeah. Don't you have a bunch of like decks actually just on that thing behind you where the Red Ranger helmet is?
Just over there. Yeah, right next to the Red Ranger helmet. There's about looks to be about 20 decks of cards there.
I bet people didn't actually know that. That's kind of neat to...
I mean, it's come up before, I'm sure, but yeah, basically that. I have like in my yellow bag I always have with me at conventions, there's 2 decks of cards hidden in it, just in case like I ever need to actually play cards.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. Other than that, like music, I guess, but I've been slacking on that lately. The usual site I used to use to grab music's gone, and I've been waiting to just get some new albums in general.
Yeah, New Gorillas. Have you listened to that yet?
No, is it good?
It's half good.
Oh God, that's how I felt about Plastic Beach. That's how I felt about Plastic Beach. No,
I like it better than Plastic Beach personally.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah. All right. Wilson Snyder writes in and says, "This is mostly for John because I knew he was looking forward to this. But for both of you, what do you think about Shaq Fu's news today?"
They put out a new trailer in case you did not see that.
I didn't because I don't care about Shaq Fu. So.
That's fair. I'm excited for some Shaq Fu too, but man, I'm not having much confidence watching that trailer.
Really? What's so bad about it?
I don't know. It looks like a quality beat 'em up. That's my fear, is that it's an quality beat 'em up.
Oh, you mean they're doing the first one?
Well, no, because what was it? Fighting game.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. I'll have to play it. It's a game I need to play to know. I will probably play it regardless because of how much I love Shaq Fu 1. So.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll have to look at this later. I have it open now. See what's so bad about it. Oh, I opened it up the trailer. I'll look at it later to see what's so bad about it.
I mean, it's not that it looks bad. It just looks
Oh,
is the best way to put it.
Gotcha.
Next question is for Paul. When was your first interest in video games? When did your first interest in video games begin, and what's it like? What's the first game you played, and what was your first time streaming? I guess the first question is, when did you first get interested in video games, and what did it feel like?
Felt like the first time.
Feels like the first time.
Yeah, you got it. First interest in video games? Playing Super Mario with my dad, probably. And by playing, I mean, like, I was really too young to, like, do anything except watch. So, I don't know. It felt like family. I don't know. That's such a weird question. What's it feel like? First game I had played? Like, probably the first Mario Brothers game. And first time streaming, I think, was with John years and years ago.
Yes, that sounds right.
And I can't remember what we played, but I remember it was a fucking gong show.
That was actually one of the very first streams I did on Twitch. and we played Mega Man X8. Or no, actually no, that's the ones. Was that the one where you were just on call? There was one where you were on like a Skype call with me, and that was when we did Mega Man X8. And we tried to play Wu-Tang, and there's a bunch we did on your channel where we played Cards Against Humanity. We played a bunch of random SNES games. Yeah.
Oh, there was another game you played, Cube, I think. No, not Cube. There was that puzzle game as well. I was there with your friend Jack.
Oh God, was that when we played?
That was on YouTube. That was like one of the first ones you did. Like,
is that the one where we played? Not Devil Dice.
Yeah, it might.
No one can stop Mr. Domino. No one can stop Mr. Domino.
You're right. That's it. That's it.
And no, that was on Twitch. That's on Twitch. It's on the VOD channel.
Oh, really? Okay. I got a pizza in the middle of that. I remember, and I was eating pizza while listening in the call.
That stream was. I can actually get you the exact date because I have the spreadsheet open.
Nice.
That stream. Oh, you were on a bunch of these actually.
Yeah, we used to hang out a lot.
I know. I missed that.
Well, because you lived kind of close, not across the city.
Yeah. Now I'm at the opposite end of town now.
Yeah.
That was July 2nd, 2012. It was
we did something earlier than that. I can guarantee you.
That would have been stuff on your channel at that point, or maybe you're right. Maybe it was YouTube, but like the one with you and Jack, we played Space Jam, Wu-Tang Clan. We tried, but it didn't work, and No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. And then we did a bunch of Mega Man X's. We did X7 and X8.
I think that's when I left, though. I remember I had to leave at some point, and then you probably continued. I don't remember Mega Man. So that's probably when I took off.
There's a glitch here for, I guess the dates are wrong on some of these, but there's another one that mentions Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. That we definitely did at your house.
Yeah, that you came over and
we did that
on your account from my house.
Yeah, we did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, Spelunky, Aben Hawkins and the Thousand Spikes, Techno Kitten Adventure, Super Meat Boy.
Aben Hawkins was before that became a game. That was an indie game on the Xbox Indie Arcade that I wanted you to try out.
Yeah, because when it came an actual like commercially available on Steam and everything released, it was called 1001 Spikes.
Exactly. Yeah.
We played Metal Gear 1 and 2 from the Metal Gear Solid HD collection.
That's I remember that.
And LED apparently as well.
Why do I feel like Nathan was there?
He
wanted to see that.
He was there for I believe
because he wanted to see Eat Lead, I think.
Yeah, Paul was there and Desiree was there too. Or sorry, Paul. Nathan was there and so was Desiree.
Was that when I was living with Desiree?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when you two were roommates.
Okay. That's around the time that I started as well. Because after that, I would have done Binary Domain.
Yeah, because I think a couple of streams later is when we all did card games. I'm trying to find it right now.
That was a fun night. That was a really fun night.
There's a weird glitch where they all have the wrong name here, or the wrong date rather. But yeah, like Cards Against Humanity, Metagame, and Cards Against Humanity. I think that might have been the one at Sean's.
Yeah, that was Sean's for sure.
And then there was a later one we did. I think that was on your channel where we did Cards Against Humanity, and it was your girlfriend was there, Desiree was there, Nathan was there. I think Sean might have also been there.
Sean was not there. Sean was gone in Lethbridge at that time.
Oh, okay.
But I remember Nathan was there because he chose some of the most fucked up combinations of stuff. And it was so good. That guy's a secret asshole, and that's why I love him, because you never expect it until he's comfortable with you.
That's
so
true.
Good. So good. Okay, where are we on this list?
Did I get through them all? Yes, I did. That was it. We're on Wilson Snyder now.
I read that one to you already. That's why I'm confused where we are.
Oops, sorry. Then we're on Phyllis Plays. We're the one after that. Phyllis Plays says, gonna reword a question I asked last month into a question that actually makes sense with context. If you suddenly had telepathic powers, could you use them to read what's in each other's minds from the second you finish reading this question?
Yeah, hold on. John's thinking, I'm hungry and I want this to be over with.
One of those two is right.
Okay. Okay. I like that we're not going to give that answer away. Let the chat speculate.
based on a discussion of video game soundtracks in John's Discord, I have to ask, is there a score that you enjoy the most in a video game where the focus is on the story and the emotional relationship between characters rather than... That became two questions at like halfway through.
Oh, wait. What? Okay.
Is there a score that you enjoy the most in a video game where the focus is on the story and the emotional relationships between characters rather than the gameplay? If so, which ones and why? That stopped being about the soundtrack halfway through.
A score that I enjoy the most in a video game. I really like.
Do you enjoy the soundtrack in a game that has a heavy focus on story and emotional relationships between characters?
Yeah,
that's, I guess, what they were going for.
Yeah, and I'll tell you where. When the Snake Eater theme plays after you beat the final boss in Snake Eater is like, I don't know. That ending is real rough. It's really emotionally rough.
A lot of shit happens at that.
Yeah. Harry Gregson Williams' theme for Metal Gear Solid 2 is like the perfect blend of dumb epic movie with like military, like, I don't know, propaganda or something that it just makes you feel cool playing that game. Yeah, I think music is a big part of the storytelling.
My favorite, I agree with him. Favorite soundtrack from a game. See, I like all the more upbeat ones like God Hand, Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
I have one else, Jet Set Radio Future. But ones that mix in with story, I'd probably say like Journey. That's probably the game that'll get you like an actual emotional experience.
Sure. I can't remember the name. I think it's Room of an Angel in Silent Hill 4 when a character is dying.
Most of the Silent Hill soundtrack straight up is
really
incredible.
Good. Mm-hmm. For sure. VGC Kenny wrote in and said, John and Paul, what would your Phantom Thief names be? That's a good question.
What is the most sarcastic name I can think of?
Your Phantom Thief names be?
Tool.
Like his asshole 2 on the nose?
Maybe.
Probably.
Also, how would you have a mask related to that? That would also be the problem.
It would look like Ubisoft's new logo.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It just looks like a piece of poo from the top. Man, why is this question so hard? Phantom Thief name.
Wingman.
Deep Throat.
Really?
Sure. Why not? Why not?
All right.
It got a reaction out of you. That's all I care about.
It worked for that. You're right. Last one comes from Coleman. Says, do any of you buy pre-owned games? No.
For audio-only listeners, he looked back at his room full of nothing but games.
Do any of you buy pre-owned games? And if so, how do you cope mentally with the poor condition some of them are in? I ask because I recently bought 3 pre-owned games from EB Games Australia rather cheaply in a sale, and I simply had to spend another $20 on eBay to get replacement cases. Just curious if any of you have had a similar situation. Oh, yeah. A ton.
Those stickers don't come off. Some of them.
Well, they do now. The old ones, on the other hand. So what I do, or what I used to do, well, it was really easy when you worked at the store because you could just go find a better case and just swap it out.
Yeah.
But what I used to do when I wasn't working at EB is I would either ask if someone, I would try to find the best case possible, best disc possible, and if it didn't meet like my mental like condition of like this is like not good enough shape, I don't want this, then I would just not get it.
Sure.
If it doesn't meet my standard, I guess, then I just say no.
I have seen games with like the price written on it in Sharpie from like a garage sale or something, and it's infuriating. It just makes me so mad to see like $1 written across the case or something. It's stupid. I hate people that do that with a burning passion. Yeah, it's rough. I need to buy some PlayStation 1, like, just jewel case CDs, the dual, because my Resident Evil 2 case is broken, and so are a few of my single-player stuff, like Twisted Metal and shit like that. So, it sucks. Really sucks.
Yeah, and it's another thing, too, is you have the balance that, like, for most CD-based games, you can probably find better condition at a reasonable price difference.
Sure.
Retro games, like, say, an NES game, that's a lot tougher. I've seen absolutely garbage labeled games, like the label's completely mangled, still go for, like, a ridiculous price if it's a rare enough game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to drop the price enough, which is a bummer. So then you have to juggle, like, do I want a shitty condition version of this game, but be able to afford said game? Or do I want to actually have something good condition, but possibly triple the price?
Yeah. It's a hard knock life doing the...
For us.
Yeah, doing the pre-owned games. But it's so much better to buy pre-owned if you can for your wallet.
Way cheaper.
Yeah, for sure.
The funny thing is, if you actually wanted to screw over, like, EB game stores and stuff like that, never buy used. Their profit margin is entirely in used.
Yep.
So if you ever wanted to protest an EB, just buy a game new.
Yeah.
Or not shop there at all.
I was going to say, or go to Walmart. Like,
yeah. But, like, if you still had to shop at the store to get stuff that you wanted, just always buy new.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. Okay, so that does it for episode 365. Sean made a note here. 1 episode for every day in a year. You can listen to the top-down perspective either on YouTube or Twitch or whatever your podcast aggregate is. What's your game of the week?
I forgot what I played already. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Nice.
It says, well, out of the actual games, but if I'm going to go arcade games, kind of liked Sound Voltex and that gun game that I've already forgotten the name of, which I had to leave the tab open in case it came up. Gunslinger Stratos. That's the one.
Nice. Yeah. Man, Fear 3 wishes I'm going to say that name, but I'm not. Dark Souls 2. Even as shitty as that edition is, fuck Fear 3. Holy crap. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.
Is Sean back for next week? I don't think so.
I don't actually know when Sean's back. Sean, come back. We need you.
We miss you.
Well, that's arguable. Good night.
Oh, wow.